This genius long jump outsmarted an entire sport. Is this jump legal and is it safe? These were the questions I had when I saw this, and I couldn't believe the answer. But first, who is this guy? Meet Tuariki Delamere, a young New Zealander from Washington State University. He didn't just think outside the box, he flipped right over it. Since his time, many others have replicated what he started. His influence on the sport is critical. But first we need to understand Delamere was no ordinary athlete. He was top of his class, the top student in New Zealand, with records in long jump and triple jump. But what made him truly different was his willingness to challenge the status quo. In 1974, instead of fighting the forward rotation that plagues every long jumper, he asked a simple but revolutionary question: why not go with it? And thus, the somersault long jump was born. But why does this matter? Does thinking like this really help an athlete reach their potential? Delamere wasn't just experimenting for the sake of it. He saw the potential for a huge performance leap, literally and figuratively. You see, the somersault technique wasn't just a gimmick. It was grounded in biomechanics. By letting the rotation work for him, Delamere could potentially jump further without losing momentum or speed. If this technique catches on, would we be seeing more jumps over 9 meters today? Remember when Michael Jordan missed more than 9,000 shots in his career, but is still remembered as the greatest of all time? Delamere was on the same path. He wasn't afraid to fall flat on his face, quite literally, in his quest to go further than anyone ever had. Isn't that what pushes sports and society forward? But does this method actually help you? Let's dive into the science behind it. Traditional long jump techniques, like the hitch kick and the hang, focus on countering that forward rotation you naturally get at takeoff. But Delamere's approach was different. He leaned into that rotation, allowing a full forward flip. On paper, this makes perfect sense. Less air resistance, no wasted energy fighting physics, and a more efficient landing, where the jumper's feet, not their body, touches down first. But does this actually translate to longer jumps? In theory, absolutely. Delamere's feet once touched down at the 8.4 meter mark, almost breaking the existing NCAA record. But in practice, things didn't go smoothly. Delamere's lack of gymnastics training meant he often fell back, landing at the 7.7 meter mark. Just imagine if he nailed the landing. Could this have been the new era for long jump? Think about it. Other sports have their what ifs. What if the three-point line hadn't been introduced to basketball? What if quarterbacks still passed from the pocket? And the somersault long jump could have been one of those revolutionary changes. We might have witnessed records shattered, techniques evolved, and the very definition of long jump success redefined. Instead, we're left to wonder about the potential of Delamere's innovation and what it could have unlocked for athletes around the world. So why is this such a big deal? Was Delamere's innovation a flashy stunt to get girls, or was it something more? Let's put it this way. Every great leap in sports comes from someone willing to look foolish, to fail spectacularly, and to question the norm. Remember Dick Fosbury and his flop? Do you remember the high jump and how it used to look? It all happened until one man named Dick turned it all around. Literally. And in the same way, Delamere's somersault had that same potential. In 1975, the International Association of Athletics Federations, IAAF for short, banned the somersault long jump, citing safety concerns. But did they overreact? Imagine banning gymnastics because flips were dangerous. Delamere and his coach argued it was not more hazardous than any other athletic endeavor that requires practice and skill. They probably said that after watching a pole vaulter do his normal routine. However, the ruling stuck, and the potential revolution in long jump was snuffed out before it could truly begin. This wasn't just a missed opportunity for Delamere. It was a missed opportunity for the sport itself. Imagine the long jumps today, with athletes performing flips, reaching distances we've never seen before. We crave the moment when someone does the unthinkable, the impossible. Delamere offered that, and it was taken away. But to be honest, is it really safe? Safety is a big question, and some people say it should be banned out of fear of head injuries, botched landings, and the chaos in the sandpit. But let's think critically here. Is this fear rooted in reality, or is it holding back innovation? But another thing open to innovation is this channel right here, Science of Winning. Consider subscribing. Athletes push limits every day. Just look at pole vaulting or even javelin throwing. These athletes train, they prepare, and they calculate their risk. Could the same be true for today with the somersault long jump? With proper training and safety protocols, who's to say what's possible? Even look at gymnastics. Flips and rotations are part of the sport. Gymnastics aren't just safe. They're the epitome of control and precision in motion. The twisties, a phenomenon where gymnastics lose spatial awareness, is a real risk, but it's managed through rigorous training. Could long jumpers prepare and achieve the same mastery over the somersault technique with the right preparation? What do you think? Delamere proved it would be possible to perform the jump without serious injury, even despite the lack of gymnastics training. Do you think this should have been outlawed? Let me know in the comments below. Think about the progression of other dangerous sports, like extreme skiing or even skateboarding. Athletes there have continuously pushed the limits, making the once seemingly impossible thing routine. Why should long jumps be any different? Maybe it's time to rethink what's dangerous versus what requires innovation and adaptation. If the somersault long jump does require more training, isn't that just another challenge for athletes to overcome? Now, the big question, is this legal? The short answer, no, it's not legal. But let's question this. The rule banning in the somersault technique was set in stone in 1975, and it's unlikely it will change anytime soon. However, rules evolve, just like sports do as well. What if governing bodies took a fresh look at the data and reconsidered? Could the flip be revisited under modern safety standards? If gymnastics and parkour can thrive on flips and rotations, why can't track and field adapt to it too? But it's worth noting that rule changes aren't unheard of. In recent years, we've seen changes in sports all the way from soccer to tennis to football. What's stopping athletes from revisiting old rules that might stifle creativity or performance? The somersault jump is more than breaking records. It gives athletes freedom to push the boundaries and rethink old rules. The idea has always lingered in the minds of athletes and coaches. What if that sparks curiosity? You won't see it in the competition due to the ban, but in training, whispers of experimentation still persist. With the evolution of sports science, athletes today are better equipped than ever to handle complex techniques. Just look at the advancements in technology, biomechanical analysis, high-speed cameras, and 3D modeling, allowing athletes to refine every movement down to the millisecond. We could see a new breed of long jumpers, one who combines the acrobatic skills of a gymnast with the explosive power of a sprinter. Would it be easy? No, but innovation rarely is. For example, the athletes to adopt the first ever modern high jump technique didn't nail it on their first try either, but they persevered, and now it's the gold standard. If the somersaults are allowed, it's likely we'd see athletes eager to explore its potential, refining techniques and perhaps even surpassing the limits Delamere himself has set. Delamere's somersault long jump is a fascinating chapter in history of athletics, a story of ambition, innovation, and the limits placed on those who govern the sport. It's a tale that leaves us with more questions than answers. Was the ban justified, or was it a missed opportunity to redefine the boundaries of human potential? As you ponder this, ask yourself, how many other great ideas are out there, just waiting for someone bold enough to give them a try? But Delamere isn't the only one who's struck athletic genius. Over on the javelin, Arshad Nadeem has made leaps and bounds by setting the new Olympic record, the first ever man from Pakistan to do so. If you want to learn more about his record and why it won't be broken, check out this video right here. I'll see you there.